Okay, what's up guys? I had a recording problem with my Hypercam. Some of you who use Hypercam might notice that the sound actually is slower than the recording, or the recording is faster than it's supposed to be. So I had to change the capturing frame rate of my Hypercam. But because I don't want to recreate this, really, I'm just not going to do it. So I'm just going to show you, similar to how you would look over a PSD, I'm going to look over how I made this signature. So let's turn off all this stuff off. I'm basically going to walk you through how I did this. I'll explain it and I'll go on like that. So I had a 500-300 by pixel canvas. I start off with my render, which you could see here. My render was, I thought it had nice flow. Some of you might notice I've used this render before. Yeah, I have. But I like the render because of the hair. The hair is flowing, and it's easy to create depth with this because right here by her waist, you could see that things could go behind her and things could go over her. We want to make it so it's like she's popping out. Not like a pop-out signature. Like, some of you might know what a pop-out signature, but we're gonna make it because her whole frame has a nice ability to have depth. Now what I did was I also added a texture background because I liked the graphite and I liked how I could easily affect it using lighting. Then I added C4Ds. I placed one behind here. Then I placed one behind there, over her arm. Then I placed one behind her over here. So you could see I'm actually grappling behind her. And then what I did over her was I added one over her right there. The next thing I did was I added something to a wireframe C4D. It just had it good. It was how do I say this? It went good with the background. I mean, because the background's like a grunge, and this is like dark and wireframe, so I put that behind there. As you could see, she looks like she's popping out because I've actually like grabbed her from behind and grabbed her from the top. That was horrible how I'm explaining it, but then I added the light source. The light source is going to be on top since there's no available light source from the background. Yeah. So I used the blending tool. Do you see this tool? I put it on FG to transparent and set my shape to radial. And I did it like that. The next thing I did was what was this? I think, let's see, I just saturated it. No, I did a brightness contrast layer. So you guys that are looking, if you already have your light source and you have everything, adjusting your contrast and your brightness is one thing that you always need to do when you have your light source. Having a nice contrast between your background and your foreground is everything in a signature, and it helps with your depth. This layer is for nothing. Right here, I did the saturate layer. I placed it on luminosity. Luminosity is one of it's my best preferred shade of gray using the saturate. Sometimes I use lightness, but average is just horrible. So I did a luminosity layer. Again, this layer is for nothing. Then I added a fractal. I placed the fractal, on screen. I resized the fractal and I placed it. One explanation on fractals. Make sure your fractals blend well with your signature. I also changed the color of the fractal to blend in with my C4D background. and have a nice contrast with everything. Make sure it also has nice shapes within it. Mine were orbs and dots, which were, it looks good. I'm just gonna say that I resized it and I placed it over here. You can see how I placed it where most of the light was in a line and it was by her. She's the focal point. Everything, or mostly everything, needs to be by her, and tell her that she's there. She's the focal point. What I did next was I added a gradient map. I did a darker shade of this peach color on. I changed it to a linear. Basically, what I do, my darker color was on my foreground color, and my lighter color was on the background color. Basically, what that makes is my render is going to be the peach color. That's going to be the light, where the light is coming from. And then this is going to be where the darkness comes from, where it's going to be darker over here. This is nothing, again. Then what I did was I added darkness. Basically, I used a fizzle fuzzy brush, or a soft brush. I scaled it all the way to 10. Changed my color to black. I basically colored the corners little of black. Basically, I'm adding depth to it by putting darkness over here. Don't overrate it, please. Don't put it all the way. Just put it on the corners and set it to soft light or overlay. Soft light or overlay is probably your best choice when darkening your layers. And always make sure not to trample the light source with your black corners. And actually, that's all I did. I was thinking of making text, but I did not want to do that. So yeah, this is what I came up with, guys. I hope this helped you on what to do a little when you're using the C4Ds, because basically I'm teaching you how to use for C4Ds. Make sure the C4Ds create depth within it. I mean, I use my C4Ds differently than some other guys, because C4Ds can be used for multiple things. But make sure that everything blends with each other. You can see how this fractal and C4D and wireframe C4D and the lighting all blend in with the background, and it also blends in with the foreground, which is my render and focal point. So yeah, I hope you guys found this useful, and yep, I'll have another video up for more signatures soon, so goodbye. See you guys later.